Hi ladies, in this video we're going to go through the angle sum of triangles and quadrilaterals. So we'll start by going through the key ideas, and it's a good idea to put these into your bound reference. So the angle sum just means the interior angle, so what the interior angles add up to. So in a triangle they're always going to add up to 180 degrees. Okay, always. No matter what the triangle is, it's always 180. So this is what this diagram says. Angle A plus angle B plus angle C equals 180. Now the second point here is if one side of the triangle is extended, an exterior angle is formed. So exterior just means on the outside. So the outside of the triangle, so you can see here, and that forms a straight angle or a supplementary angle. So this angle here is supplementary to angle A, and supplementary angles, remember, add up to 180. So it's just this angle here is just 180 minus A. So you can work out the interior angles, and if the line is continued, you can work out the exterior angles. Now moving on, to quadrilaterals. So a quadrilateral is just a four-sided shape. Okay, so a triangle is a three-sided. If you think of the word tri, like a tricycle, a three-wheeled bike, or a cycle, I don't think you can call it a bike if it's got three wheels. A quad, so quad meaning four, like a quad bike or a quadrant. So quadrilateral means four sides. Now in a quadrilateral, all the interior angles add up to 360 degrees. So we say the interior angle sum for a quadrilateral adds up to 360, and you can see here we've got angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D all add up to 360. Now for the exterior angles, it's the same as what we did for the triangles up here. So you can just see the line is extended, so A and B are supplementary. Okay, so let's move on to the questions. I'll do them with you. So if you're having a bit of trouble, make sure that you do follow along and also understand what you're doing. Okay, so for question A, all the angles, so we have A plus 40 plus 80 is equal to 180. So let's add these two up first. It's 120. Okay, so we need to say, well, what number when added to 120 gives us 180? So basically that's the same as saying 180 minus 120. So it's 60 degrees. For the second one, okay, so the same working out, we have A plus 20 plus 130 equals 180. Let's just add these two together, so that's 150. And then you say, well, what do I add to 150 to get to 180? You might already know the answer, but you can also just say, well, it's the same as doing 180 minus 150, which gives you 30 degrees. All right, for question C, this part here, square in the corner here, indicates a right angle. So a right angle is 90 degrees. So when we add these up, we have A plus 90 plus 35 equals 180. Let's just add these together, so that's 125. And then we do 180 minus 125 to work out what A is equal to. So A is equal to 55 degrees. Now let's see if you can do question D. So pause it now. All right, so here we have a right angle. So remember that's 90, so I'm going to add that 90 degrees to A. And remember they're all add up to 180. Oops, taking away already. 180 minus 115, and A is 65 degrees. So hopefully you got that when you did it on your own. Okay, question 2. They're all isosceles triangles. So isosceles triangles actually have two sides the same. Okay, so I'm going to draw an isosceles triangle here. These two lines indicate that they're the same. So I'm going to draw them in color on the screen. Okay, so those two green lines are the same, not the same as the black line. Now, if those two green lines are the same, then these angles are also the same. Okay, so these angles are the same, but not the same as this angle up here. So with each of these triangles, you can say, well, here are my two parallel lines. The lines are the same. So that means this angle and this angle are the same. With B, these two lines are the same. So that means this angle and this angle are the same. See if you can do it for C and D. All right, for question A, because the blue angle I've highlighted are the same, that means A is 65 degrees. This one here, we can say, well, I don't have to work out that one. That's because A is here, but I do know that is 80. So if I say A plus 80 equals 180, because remember all your angles inside the triangle add up to 180. So that's A plus 160 equals 180. And then we can do 180 minus 160. So A is equal to 20. All right, let's scroll down. Okay, so you may have already highlighted the same angle. So I'm going to do that now. So this angle here is the same as this angle here. And this angle here is the same as this angle here. See if you can find the value of A in both of them. So pause it now, and then you can play it later to get the answer. All right, so this one is a little bit harder because your unknown A is on both sides. So we did similar ones to this where if you've got two A's, remember, treat them like objects. So you can say, well, A is for apple. So I've got two apples or two angles. So 2A plus 110. So basically, I'm going to say, well, 2A is equal to 180 minus 110, which is 70. So basically, I might do this in a different color just so you can see. So we're saying, what does this have to equal to add it to 110 to get to 180? So that's 70. Okay, so you can see that's what we've just worked out here. Now I say, well, what number when multiplied by 2 gives me 70? Well, that's the same as saying 70 divided by 2. So A is 35 degrees. So it's a little bit harder, that one, but if you did it on your own, that's fantastic. All right, let's have a go at question D. So D is the same as C, and feel free to pause if you want to have a go at your on your own. So remember, we now have 2A plus 30 equals 180. Okay, the 30 I'm going to take away from the 180. Okay, because what I'm doing here is basically saying, what does this have to be to add to 30? So 150 plus 30 gives you 180. Okay, so we can see that here. So I've got 2A equals 150. So what do I multiply A by? What do I multiply A by? 2 by, sorry, to get to 150. So you might be thinking, well, I know 2 times 75 is 150. So another way you can do that is say 150 divided by 2. So A is 75. All right, question 3. Just going to scroll way. Okay, so question 3, the triangles below have exterior angles. Find the value of x. Okay, so this one here, remember these are supplementary angles, so they have to add up to 180. So we say x plus 150 equals 180. When you take away 150 from both sides, so x is equal to 30. This one here, before we find out what x is, we do have to work out what a is. Okay, so a is 40. So this angle here is 40. So that means x plus 40 equals 180. So x has to equal 140. All right, let's scroll down. See if you can do C and D on your own. So you can pause now to have a go on your own. All right, so we can see that this is a right angle here. This A, okay, so A plus 150, they're supplementary, so they have to add up to 180, so A is 30. Then to work out X, so X plus 30 plus that 90-degree angle that I circled before, just here. So X plus 120 equals 180, so X equals 60 degrees. All right, with the next one, we'll do A first. So I can see, what do I have to add to 100? Well, that was pretty straightforward. It's just 80 degrees. And then to get X, it's X plus 80 plus 40 equals 180. So X plus 120 equals 180. So X equals 60 degrees. All right, and then question 4, we're doing the exterior angles. And with isosceles, oh, this is isosceles, this is equilateral. Okay, so a little bit harder. This one here, remember, if we kept going, it was going to be 180. So this angle in here, we say, well, let's call it X. So X plus 110 equals 180. So that means X is 70. So that means this angle here is also 70. And then we have A up the top. So remember, these are the same distance, which makes this an isosceles triangle. So A plus 70 equals 180. So A has to equal 40 degrees. This one here, we've got an equilateral triangle. Now, in an equilateral triangle, all your sides are the same, but so are all your angles. Now, all your angles, you can, in case you, oops, not 360, it's 180, 180. If they're all the same, we can just divide it by 3. So if you ever forget that they're 60, just remember they all have to add up to 180. So they're all 60 degrees. So A plus 60, which is here, equals 180. So A equals 120. This one here, okay, so these are vertically opposite. So this here is 35. So we have A plus 100 plus 35 equals 180. So A plus 135 equals 180. So A is 45 degrees. All right, do we have another one? Okay, question 5. So now we're moving into quadrilaterals. So remember the angle sum for quadrilaterals is 360. So all your angles inside have to add up to 360. So it's basically the same working out as for triangles. The only difference is you have an extra corner and they have to add up to 360. So we have A plus 80 is 160 plus 70 is 230. You might want to use a calculator. What's that going to be? 130. Okay, I think you can do B and C as well, same working out. So I'm going to skip them just so the video is not too long, so you can pause and do them. All right, question 6. I think we're at the end. Okay, so question 6, find the values of A and B. So remember, A is supplementary to 100, so that gives you 80. Then we have 120 plus 70 plus B equals 360, so you can work that one out. A supplementary to 160, so that's 20 plus 260 plus 70 plus B equals 360, so you can work that one out. This one here, we know A is supplementary to 60, so it's 120 plus 30 plus 55 plus B equals 360. Okay, so I've done the equation for you. You just need to work it out. Okay, I think that might be the last question. Let's just, oh, then there was one more. Okay, so this one here, we just have a revolution here. So A and 270 add up to 360, so that's going to be 90. So A is 90, then we've got 150 plus 85 plus B gives you 360. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down just quickly because here are the answers. So I didn't do question 5 and 6. So if you did 5 and 6 on your own, there are the answers. Well done.